Remember, fans, to log on to fanspointofview.com, the website where you can find out more about your favorite professional athletes. And remember, fans, you can also order your favorite sports memorabilia all on fanspointofview.com.
If anyone in the audience has either been here longer or played longer on the Mariposa Mustang varsity football team, please come up and see us, and we'll see if we can get your name in there.
Live from Waller Stadium in beautiful Manhattan Beach, California, it's Mustang Football 2005. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Lee, alongside, as always, with Jeremy Sadowski, and we are here on a very special night. We have not only the first annual Alumni Player Reunion, which includes Jeremy, both you and I on that list, representing 1991, along with our good friend, CB The Rock Falua. But in addition to that, on top of all of that, we have Costa versus Redondo. It doesn't get any more of a grudge match in the South Bay than these two schools. Jeremy, you and I, of course, throughout the night will be sharing some of our favorite Costa Redondo moments, but this year's Redondo squad is coming in after a major upset. They got to be riding a high. What can we expect from the Seahawks tonight?
Well, Chris, the Seahawks are coming in off that upset against Peninsula, like you said, and last year the Seahawks blew out the Mustangs over at the Seahawk Bowl, so these Seahawks have a lot of confidence. However, as you and I are well aware of, when these Mustangs and Seahawks get together, you throw out the records, you throw out everything, and you just bring it. And then you see who's left standing. And that's one thing that this game is known for, is its hard hits, Chris.
Of course, we like to pay special tribute ourselves to the alumni being represented tonight throughout the many years of Costa football. Of course, as we come closer and closer to game time, we can expect an outstanding offensive performance, which we've been seeing all season long by the Mustangs, led by Charles Wolfram, who's already surpassed 1,000 yards on the season and 10 touchdowns rushing, as well as 1 touchdown receiving. Then, speaking of receiving, we have Bruce Robinson with 9 touchdowns, Will Bullock with 8, giving quarterback Kevin Romero a potent offense to throw to.
And Chris, this game, as you are aware of, is to see if Redondo makes the playoffs. Mustangs win, Redondo's out. Mustangs lose, Redondo's in.
Redondo now starts out on offense. After the touchback, Mustangs defense comes up big. First play of the game, and the Mustangs D throws Redondo's back into the backfield with a loss of a yard. It's going to bring up now 2nd down and 11 for the Seahawks. Redondo now on the play action fake, and Sanchez, and it's complete on the right-hand side, somehow breaking through some tackles, finally shoved out of bounds by Will Bullock. Was Redondo's big, and I mean a big fullback. Looks like there may be a penalty for that hit by Bullock. And Will definitely made a statement with that hit. In fact, that is the call, personal foul against the Mustangs. Redondo, on their 2nd play of the game, goes for a big one. It's 1st and 10. And off to the right-hand side. Mustangs do a good job spreading out the D. Second down now and about 5 for the Seahawks. Man in motion, and the handoff goes to the man in motion. And tackled nicely by the Mustangs defense. Ryan Oliver involved in that tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and short situation for the Seahawks. Redondo now dropping straight back. Running back screen to the left, and it works for a 1st down. Of course, that's quarterback Jordan Tusalea. Tusalea now under center with the pitch. And tripped up nicely by the Mustangs D. That was Bruce Robinson, number 5, involved in that tackle. And the penalty against the Seahawks.
Tackle by Bruce Robinson reminded me of Jeremy Page on the outside linebacker spot, making those incredible diving tackles.
And motion against the Seahawks. Redondo now starting to implode here on this drive after putting together some impressive yardage. And somehow they call that one against the Mustangs. I don't know how that's possible. As we got a quick glance of Phil Fanua, representing the 94 team. And pass complete and tackled by Will Bullock. Redondo now on the drop back, and it's a handoff, and Mustangs are coming out hitting tonight. Charles Wolfgram in the middle of that massive tackle. That forces Redondo now into a 2nd and very long situation. As we've seen penalty after penalty. Redondo now on the throw in the middle, and that one may have been intercepted. They are not giving it to him. I don't know about that one. Looked like to me Kevin Romero came up with an incredible interception off the ground. But the officials award that one in the favor of the Seahawks. Redondo now on 3rd and long. And it's a QB keeper straight up the middle. Redondo going conservative. Bill Bullock comes up with the tackle at the 27-yard line. It's going to be well short of the 1st down. But that did get Redondo into possible field goal range. It's a 46-yard attempt and not even close. Short and to the right. Redondo misses, fails the field goal attempt. Mustangs will take over 1st and 10. Mustangs getting ready for their first offensive possession. And they start off with the handoff to Charles Wolfgram, who busts one up the middle. That's good for 15 and a 1st down. Romero now on what was going to be 1st down. Play is stopped.
Yeah, one of the tough things about having a lot of motion is that sometimes you get 2 men in motion and get that illegal procedure.
Meantime, on the repeat of 1st down, Mustangs run up the right-hand side. Get 4 on the play. Mustangs now on 2nd and 11. Romero goes to the air, but it's incomplete. A flag does come in.
76, Jim Harger. Harger, 76.
Jim Harger, 76.
As we see the Melvins unite. And that call is against the Seahawks. That would give the Mustangs at first. It should anyway.
Chris, you don't mess with Melvin. Remember back when he took down the Sentinel and made it on Real TV?
A classic Melvin takedown moment.
Some mascots are nice and friendly, but Melvin, he has an edge.
Romero now, quick hitch out to the left flat. Looks like Bruce Robinson on the reception. Got good yardage. He's going to be a little shy still out the first. It's going to bring up third down now, and I'll call it 7. Charles Wolfram on the carry. It's going to depend on the spot. He dove for the first, but it looks like he was still about a yard short. 4th and 1 for the Mustangs. And it looks like they are going to go for it. Their offense is still out on the field.
Tonight is our first annual player and fan.
And the handoff goes straight up the middle, but the ball is fumbled. Redondo takes over, and they are driving, returning this ball all the way past the 30 to get it down to the 26. Redondo will take over 1st and 10. Mustangs had a drive going, but the turnover gives the ball right back to the Seahawks. Redondo now on 1st and 10. It's a carry straight up the middle. Cena keeps that one himself and is tackled. But a motion call against the Seahawks stops that play. Redondo on the pitch. The sweep right works for only about 3 yards. Nice job by the Mustangs D.
Third down and about 5. Eddie Silas, first word. Got a couple announcements to come. Excuse me, a water pump for the school children in Africa. Donation buckets are who have provided giveaways for tonight's game. Super sports.
Of course, we're still here in the first quarter with this game knotted at 0 apiece. And Redondo on the pitch. It's a fumble. They do recover, but meantime, the Mustangs drill it back for a huge loss.
Hey, Chris, that was the old pop goes the weasel play.
That one sure slipped right out of the hands of the quarterback as he tried to make that option pitch. Key play as the Seahawks were then forced to punt on 4th. Mustangs take over now with only 1 minute and 1 second left to go in the first quarter. and it's a handoff to Wolfgram, who is tackled after about a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs. Romero now option right. Pitches to Wolfgram, who is tackled at the 23. 3rd down situation coming up for the Mustangs as the first quarter is winding down. And that's the end of the first. This score is scoreless. And welcome back to exciting second quarter action in a scoreless game. We've seen both teams put on nice drives, but both drives have resulted in either a turnover, as in the Mustangs case, or a big sack for a loss on what was actually a fumble for the Seahawks. Referee stopped this play. What was going to be the first play of the second quarter and is recorded as an offsides call against the Seahawks. Romero now under center, hands off to Charles Wolfgram, and the Wolf is busting one big. He gets out to the 46-yard line. Nice run by Charles Wolfgram on the the left-hand side. Romero now in shotgun, 1st and 10 Mustangs. And it's an option right, and Romero decides to keep it. He cuts back left, and he's cutting for a big gainer. Mustangs get another first, 1st and 10. And again, we see another penalty. This one against the Seahawks. We've seen a lot of flags already come in early in this contest. Romero now looking left, throwing left, and has the man open left, and it is good for a touchdown. Vince Taboni with a big reception on the left sideline, coming in from his receiver spot. 6'1" senior comes in for a big touchdown. The first one of this contest, Mustangs score. And the kick is up, high, straight, and good. That makes the score of this contest 7-0 here in the second quarter. Of course, that's Vince's 5th reception and 1st touchdown of the season. That's a good time to get your first touchdown. Redondo now on the return. Redondo now on 1st and 10, and it's a play action pass that's complete. Good tackle out there for the Mustangs, but meantime results in a 9-yard play, 2nd down and 1 for the Seahawks. To Cecina on the handoff, and it's dropped. Mustangs looks like they may have recovered, and oh, no, they didn't. Somehow Redondo got that one back. huge break for the Mustangs now. As Redondo takes a snap in shotgun. Big third down play, and he is pushed out of bounds. Eric Mueller involved on that play, making sure that Tusasina was not able to get the first down. Mustangs will get the ball back now. Low kick. And Redondo downs it at the 30-yard line. Mustangs will take over 1st and 10. Handoff now goes to Charles Wolfram. He's met immediately, gets maybe a yard on the play. I'll go ahead and give him that yard and call it 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs. Quarterback Romero. Under center, drops back, and it's a play action pass. He looks right, throws right, and almost completes to Ian Waller. Looked like that one was there for Ian, but he was not able to come up with the catch. It's going to bring up now 3rd down and long for the Mustangs. Romero's looking deep, and oh my goodness, what a big play. Hits a streaking Will Bullock right in the middle of the field. Touchdown. Bullock comes up with a huge reception. 1st and 10 Mustangs. And this time Waller does come up with the grab, and I thought he got in. Official on the sideline says he stepped out of bounds first. Still creates a 1st and goal situation though for the Mustangs. Mustangs go with the big backfield. And it's Charles Wolfram who spins his way in for the score. Wolfram's 11th rushing touchdown of the season. Mustang set now for the point after attempt. The kick is up high, straight, deep, and good. Make the score this game now 14-0. Mustangs jump ahead of the Seahawks. Seahawks set now on the return. And big monster hit out there by number 22, Matt Giovanni.
He's looking like one of the Fanua brothers with the 22, making those big hits. Both Phil and Simi, of course, wore number 22, and both were known for their big hitting.
Seahawks now on 2nd down in shotgun. And that one's intercepted. Pass is intercepted right in the middle of the field. That's Eric Mueller with the 2nd big play of this contest.
Wow, seeing number 40 intercept balls reminds me of Craig Weems.
Of course, Craig, not only a classmate of ours, but did play football at San Diego State. Working his way into the lineup and came up with a lot of big hits as a Mustang. Mueller comes up with the big one there and with the interception. Chris,
have any memorable moments from Costa Redondo?
Charles Wolfram on the carry. As a matter of fact, I do. Speaking of carries resulting in the 1st down, I had a pretty memorable one myself, sophomore year, as the Mustangs get in for their third touchdown.
Yeah, unlike you, that sophomore year.
Of course, I was filling in that contest for, who was it? Oh yeah, that's right, you. As you were serving a one-day vacation thanks to disciplinary reasons for the coaching staff. I got the opportunity to step into your shoes and almost resulted in my own touchdown. Except if not for a James Frank's arm pads causing the fumble, to which was still recovered and resulted in a key Mustang first down. Of course, we won that contest sophomore year, and that would be my favorite Redondo moment. Of course, on defense, I also had 3 batted passes. I was touching the ball more on defense than I was on offense. Seahawks now on the carry. Redondo now on second down. Mustangs show blitz and they bring it. Oh! Does Redondo's quarterback ever get pounded? And Romero makes a remarkable catch. Kevin Romero comes up with an amazing catch for the interception, giving the ball right back to himself on offense. Great job, Mustangs D. They definitely brought the pressure, forcing that Redondo turnover. Mustangs take over in great field position. Romero on the play action. Looks left, throws left, and oh my goodness. In and out of the hands of Ian Wadler. Mustangs almost threw one more on the board. Of course, they already lead 21-0 here in the second quarter as penalty flag comes down against the Mustangs. Romero now under center. It's a handoff to Wolfgram, who's still on his feet, has enough for the first down and then some. Charles Wolfgram finally stopped, but stopped after he scores another Mustangs touchdown. Charles Wolfgram on his second touchdown of this game. Point after attempt is good. That makes the score of this contest 28-0. Mustangs over the Seahawks. And oh boy, is that Melvin and Mrs. Melvin rubbing it into the Seahawks cheer squad. Of course, no one on the Mustang squad has forgotten last year's debacle. As now the Seahawks trying to vent their frustrations, doing everything they can, but just not able to do enough, are
I've seen more fight in their fans than I have in the Seahawks players so far this game, Chris.
And both with about the same level of success. I'm flipping over that too. Repeat on the kickoff. And oh, that's a touchback. As we see, Melvin is not quite done yet.
Our boys from Century CIA preliminaries are at
It's getting brutal down there. Of course, this is a very heated rivalry.
Track in the field and watching, and they put all of the shots at the distance guys on a separate field. We were over there high.
It's all in good fun, fans. You never know exactly what's going to happen with the Mustangs and the Seahawks face each other. Redondo now on the play action play, and oh, it's dropped by their receiver. That was Nathan Arion with the drop. That we have been seeing a lot of so far tonight on the Redondo side. Seahawks now under center. And it's a play action pass. Running back screen, and oh, great tackle out there. Again, Eric Mueller making his presence known. Redondo now on the quick run to the right, and again, the Mustangs are not giving up anything on Redondo's ground game. Of course, with the Seahawks trailing 28-0, they better start putting the ball in the air if they want any shot to come back into this game. Trailing 28-0 at Costa, that is not a pretty situation if you're a Redondo fan.
Yeah, Chris, not too many teams come back from a 28-point deficit here at the Wall.
It's known as the Wall for a reason. Redondo now, meantime, quarterback's under pressure. He scrambles, and he is tackled. Ryan Oliver with the tackle. Good job to maintain the outside corner, maintain containment. Oliver comes up with the big third down tackle, forcing a fourth down punt. It's a low snap, and oh, Mustangs almost blocked that one. Meantime, Redondo gets off a horrible kick. Ball only gets to the 35-yard line. Mustangs will take over with fabulous field position and an opportunity to really put the nail in the coffin. Meantime, Charles Walker looks like he wants to put that nail in himself. Already with the couple touchdown, comes up with a big run up the middle, busted out left, and it's a first and goal Mustangs. Bill Farmer's getting a lot of work out tonight, and Kevin DeMero fumbles the ball, picks it up, and gets at least close back to the original line of scrimmage. Good job by Romero.
I can't help you if we're that. Come on, Eddie. You think you're watching us?
Mustangs now set out for their second end goal play. Maryland shotgun, and it's a handoff to Wolfram. Pounds his way closer towards that goal line. Third and goal is the count. Mustangs lead this contest 28-0 here in the second quarter.
I'd like to take this time again to announce students to get for $5 with their ID and the Our boys water polo team defeated Temple. Tennis team defeated El Toro.
So, Jeremy, what would be your favorite Mustang Seahawk competition? We'll get back to that after this play. Romero to the air, has a man open, and it's good. It's Will touchdown Bullock in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs. Mustangs on the point after attack. The kick is up, it's high, it's straight, and it's good. 35-0 is the Mustangs lead, and it's only the first half.
Yeah, Chris, my memorable Mustang moment comes as we see the kickoff here by the Mustangs as the Seahawks return it and, I think it stopped, came as a coach of the 1991 freshman Ocean League champion Mustang team, which we've seen a few of the members of that team here on Alumni Night. And that memory, we ended up winning 35-0. And like this team could finish off the regular season with one loss.
Seahawks now on first down. Quick hitch out on the right. Stopped quickly by the Mustangs D. Second down now for the Seahawks. Of course, touchdown Bullock with that last score for the Mustangs. Will has 23 receptions now on the season and 9 touchdowns. And they're ruling it an incomplete pass, although Nick Churkow thought he had come up with the pick. Of course, earlier in this contest, Eric Mueller coming up with his first interception of the season. We've seen a couple firsts tonight. First interception by Mueller, as well as first touchdown by Vince Tabone. And we're here at the first annual Alumni Family Reunion. It seems to be working well for the Mustangs. Looks like there's a flag against the Seahawks. And it's motion against the Seahawks. And apparently Melvin did a pretty good job of intimidating the Seahawk cheer squad as they left the field. I'd leave the field too if I was a Redondo fan by the looks of this first half. Meantime, the Seahawks go to the air. Maybe they should have stuck to the ground because Mustangs with nice double coverage. Will Bullock as well as Mustangs number 2 Trevor Koppel, who of course leads the Mustang squad with 5 interceptions, both on coverage on that play.
Yeah, Chris, it looks like the Seahawks will have plenty of time to think about next year's Costa Redondo game because it looks like they're going to be home for the playoffs.
I don't know if it's just a letdown after the big victory last week or the intensity of the Mustangs coming out tonight, but the Mustangs have definitely been the dominant team in this first half, leading 35-0. I would have thought Redondo would have come out with a little bit more fire considering their playoff chances being threatened by a loss tonight, but whatever momentum they thought they were going to have, the Mustangs have taken it from them. As we see Kevin Romero on a nice QB scramble coming up with a first down. Ball spotted right at the 50-yard line. We are edging towards the end of this first half. Handoff goes to Wolfram. Charles with a couple touchdowns tonight. The ball's loose though. Looks like he was trying to stretch, get a little bit extra on that play. Redondo able to knock it away and get the ball back. Only 28 seconds remain. But the Seahawks come up with the turnover. First and 10, Redondo. Redondo now to the air, and they actually complete that one. And they complete it for good yardage. That one after a little pinball action there. I thought I was playing pachinko with the way that Redondo player was bouncing around from player to player, but somehow, and you can see the frustration in Ray Lee, he's not happy with that play at all, as a number of Mustangs had a chance to come up with the tackle. But somehow Redondo's player was able to get into the end zone. 35-7 is the score.
Yeah, you can see the intensity in Coach Ray Lee's action there on that sideline because, as you know, Coach Lee is a former Seahawk and he gets extra intense during Costa Redondo week.
That one even brought the cheer squad back to the field. The Saints take over now. Romero sending a man in motion. Handoff goes to Wolfram on the right-hand side. The Wolfman turns the corner and gets good yardage, about 18 yards to be exact. First and 10 Mustangs. You know, a moment like this brings to mind a certain kicker named Williams we had on our 91 squad. Of course, field goal would have definitely been an option with that team.
All right, everyone go long.
Meantime, Romero going deep. Of course, Jeremy, you know the Williams I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, Johnny Williams. If I remember, he hit a 70-yarder in practice.
I can hit from 60 consistently in practice. Of course, he also took his talents to Fresno State University and actually had one of the more memorable plays during that season, and it was a televised contest. Johnny was being forced to the back of the end zone. It was a high snap. He somehow got the ball, turned around, tried to kick it, but got hammered by the defense. Ball ends up going into the end zone. The other team gets a touchdown, and Johnny's coach at Fresno State lets into him. We'll have to get back to that one later. Humorous play. Meantime, the Mustangs celebrating, leading going into halftime now, 35-0.
Class of 2000, Majors Andrew Pozo and Patrick Mueller, who present to you the 2005-2006 Marching Mustangs. The Mariposa Band playing the band. For your entertainment this evening, the band will present its award-winning competition show entitled Earth and Form Mover Reads. Dear coaches, players, alumni, and fans, I am sorry I am not able to be with you tonight. I am at the reunion of my 1959 Cal Rose Bowl team as we get ready to play the Trojans. But I am sure that Tom, an old girl, can understand that watching the Bears upset the Trojans is an event he wouldn't want to miss. Please convey my appreciation and warmest regards to John. He has given to this football program service above and beyond the call of duty. Just think of how many young players he has taken care of in his 31 years. If you consider the serious nature of his profession and the long-term effects of his decisions made in the heat of battle, you realize his service has been invaluable. John's record of 31 autumns, twice a week for 3 hours a day, plus the physicals for the players, all donated service, one realizes his support and loyalty has been truly exceptional. He has seen coaches, players, officials, and parents come and go. He has been in locker rooms for wins and losses, more wins than losses. He has diagnosed serious and not so serious injuries, determined who can play and who cannot, all this without much recognition. Assigned football may seem like a small token of appreciation, but it represents the thanks of over 100 teams and the players of the last 31 years of Mustang football, their families, and the entire community. Thank you, Dr. Stratton, for your many years of selfless service. You are a terrific role model, and you'll be missed very much. All the best, Phil Cooper. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Stratton. and honor.
Of course, thanks for waiting through that very special halftime tribute to Dr. Stratton, who's been around for, before we got there.
Yeah, Chris, we went to high school with his son, David Stratton, who was quite the skater. And if I know, Dr. Stratton's probably had to mend him quite a few times.
In fact, I saw David Stratton about a year ago. For all those who are friends of David, he's doing well and back in the South Bay. Still a little longer hair, yeah. Married. And expecting his first child. Congratulations to the Strattons from father to son. Mustangs start the second half leading 35-7 and start off with the ball. Of course, if the Mustangs coaches could draft this first drive, they'd love to see a lot of time go off the clock.
Chris, we get to see the backup quarterback Taylor Morrow warming up on the sideline. And speaking about quarterbacks on the sideline, I just noticed legendary quarterback AC Santani.
Of course, AC led many of the great Costa teams in the mid-90s. Led our great Pop Warner team in the early 90s. Of course, during our years in 91, we were led by quarterback Jeff Diusa. But now it's quarterback Kevin Romero who is the one putting up all the impressive numbers, breaking some records. Kevin Romero comes into this contest with a 64% completion ratio and has thrown for over 2,000 yards, and with one of the most impressive stats being 23 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. That's a good touchdown to interception ratio, and he can do it on the ground as he just scrambles his way for another Mustangs first down. In fact, Kevin is second on the team in rushing with over 300, almost 350 yards, averaging 4.6 yards per carry.
Wow, Chris, that was a nice run by BJ right up the middle.
And that run by Bruce resulted in the Mustangs first down. Now it's Charles Wolfgram. He pounds his way forward for about 6. He's going to bring up second down now and about 4 for the Mustangs. Romero now hands off on the draw play and getting all the way down to the 5 is Charles Wolfram. Gets more than enough for the first down. First and goal, Mustangs. Romero now on the fake handoff, keeps it himself. Twist, turns, and lunges forward to the 1 yard line. Kevin stopped just outside the goal line. Second and goal, Mustangs. And before this one can start, it's being stopped. it's a play action fake. Romero's looking middle, throws middle, and completes middle for a touchdown. Ian Wandler with his first touchdown of the contest. Mustangs continue to add to the board. A perfect drive, got some time off the clock, and put points on the board. 42-7 is the score now. Mustangs well in control. Of course, tonight is the final game of the regular season. Mustangs already know they're in the playoffs. The only question is what seeding will they get. Redondo needed a win tonight in order to have a shot at the playoffs, but it's not looking good for them. The only playoff action we'll be getting is watching the Mustangs. In fact, if they want, they can watch not only the Mustangs live, but the Mustangs telecast on South Bay. Interception! Mustangs, that was number 4, Nick Chirkow with the interception just to seal the deal, just in case Redondo thought they had any chance left. Mustangs take care of that. Meantime, I saw some motion by the Mustangs line. Looked like the receiving corps may have bounced a little early. Meantime now, actually not Romero, that I'm going to assume that's Morrow in the contest. Or is it the ghost of AC Santani? Not quite sure. Of course, AC did wear number 15. But, oh, no, in fact, it's definitely not AC. That is Taylor Morrow. Taylor being sacked there. Big loss. Welcome to tonight's contest, Taylor, as you're greeted with a throw-down tackle by the Seahawks. Meantime, now Mustangs on 3rd down. I didn't quite catch who that was. It looked like that may have been number 21, Chris Lopman. On the carry. In fact, it was. Mustangs now on 4th down. Complete the pass, but it goes for naught, as Redondo will take over on the turnover on downs. One of the few things the Redondo Seahawks have to celebrate tonight. Of course, the Seahawks did not even put any score on the scoreboard until the Mustangs were up 35-0. And even then, it was a Pachinko ball touchdown for the Seahawks. Redondo now on 2nd and 8, and they go to the air. Quick hitch to the receiver, who is tackled quickly. He did make a couple nice moves, but those moves netted him right into the heart of the Mustangs D. 3rd down and long now for the Seahawks. 3rd and about 7. And Redondo going to the air. And the play action pass looks like it's incomplete. Great coverage out there by number 39, Harris Towski. Harris has been doing a great job on D all year long, coming up with big tackle after big tackle. That time he comes up with the big deflection, forcing the 4th down punt. Seahawks finally get a good punt. That one rolls all the way down to the 15-yard line. Mustangs will take over 1st and 10, but they're taking over at the 15. course, we'll try to keep you updated as I'm sure a lot of players, especially I'm sure a lot of seniors, will get an opportunity to get into tonight's contest. In fact, there's Tim Mobley on the carry-off after the shuffle pass. Quarterback Morrow in shotgun. And tried to look like he was going to fake the handoff to Nick Turkow. But he tucked that one in a little bit too far. Ball bounced down. Morrow was able to cover though. Third down now for the Mustangs. Morrow under pressure, gets away. He's rolling right, and that one sort of popped out there and ended up in the hands of a Seahawk defender. Honda with the score. Odd looking play, but at this point, the Seahawks will take anything they can get. They get on the scoreboard for the first time in the second half. (42-13) is the current score. Let's see what happens on the point after attempt. And the kick is up. It's high. It's straight. It's deep. It's good. 42-14 is the score. Of course, we're still here in the third quarter. Mustangs get a nice return by Will touchdown Bullock. They'll take over first and 10. Tim Mobley again on the carry. Of course, we've seen touchdowns tonight by 3 by that man right there, Charles the Wolf Wolfstrom. 1 by touchdown Bullock. 1 by Vince T-Bone to Bone. And 1 by Ian Wadler. And that ends the third quarter. And welcome back to the fourth and final quarter of this regular season. Of course, the Mustangs have a huge lead in this one, 42-14. And I thought it was Chris Lohman. Instead, it's Tim Mobley with a huge run right up the middle. Nice run by Mobley. First and 10 Mustangs. Quarterback Morrow now hands off again to Tim Mobley. Tim's getting a lot of action from the backfield here. Second and 2 for the Mustangs.
I know this sits on our couch.
And that time Tim's not going anywhere. He stopped quickly by the front group of the Seahawks. That's going to bring up a third down situation, 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. With quarterback Morrow in there, let's see what they do on 3rd and 4, and it's a pitch. And it's a bad pitch. The Seahawks bounce on top of it and come up with their second consecutive turnover.
Chris, Taylor Morrow's father, head coach Don Morrow, was a quarterback at Aviation and at your old school CSUN.
Cal State Northridge, and of course Northridge plays the University of Southern California. That'd be your old school in the coming weeks in men's basketball for the season opener. We'll both be there live for that one.
Yeah, Chris, like Aviation, CSUN's football team has been disbanded. What an eerie coincidence.
Seahawks, meantime, that one may draw a flag. Let's see if they do or not. Eric Mueller with the big tackle out of bounds.
Must be rough for Coach Mora, considering his high school and his college teams no longer exist.
Sort of hurts the glory years, doesn't it? Going back to your old stomping grounds, only to find a football field that's no longer a football field.
However, there still is one stop on Coach Mora's career that still exists, and that's El Camino, who is undefeated and ranked number 1 nationally, with former Mustang alum John Featherstone leading the Warriors in his 20th season.
Of course, throughout the years, we've seen plenty of Mustang alum play for the El Camino Warriors, including quarterback AC Santani.
Brings up a third down about what appears to be 2 yards. Fourth down, 2. And the Seahawks are going to go for a fourth down.
Fourth down situation now. Of course, Seahawks have been in desperate measures since, I don't know, the second quarter. Since they woke up this morning. From what I hear, they even had problems at their pre-game pep rally. Really getting themselves started off on the wrong foot from the get-go. Of course, another classic Costa Redondo moment would have to be the famed Redondo story. Some of the Redondo students came onto the Costa field and attempted to paint Redondo on the Costa field in red, but instead they spelled out Redondo. There went the history of the famed Redondo call. And big hit for the Mustangs. Of course, that's number 44, Mike Matheson. The senior getting a chance to come up with a big lick, and oh boy, does he do it.
Coach, I do have some good news for Redondo, though. I did save 10% by switching to Geico.
That penalty is declined by Eric Costa. And about the 24 yards.
And to those Redondo faithful out there, as the saying goes, don't worry, Slugger, there's always next season. Meantime, in this season, Redondo goes to the air, but it's incomplete. Eric Mueller must have felt a little pity out there as he held back a little bit on what could have been a monster hit. Forcing a third down situation now for the Seahawks. Of course, we're here in the fourth quarter. Mustangs comfortably ahead. 42-14. Seahawks complete the pass. It looks like that was enough for the first down.
Nothing like a Costa Redondo game where everyone gets in. Oh, as we see a fumble.
Almost looked like he was doing a little Curly impersonation and dribbling that ball.
And he's
Not the Three Stooges Curly, of course. I'm referring to the Harlem Globetrotters Curly. Seahawks now trying to add to that scoreboard total. And in motion. And it's a play action pass. And oh, God, unable to do the tippy-toe routine along the sidelines as Redondo's receiver. Incomplete, 4th down now. Of course, the Seahawks are going to go for it. And it's a pitch play, and it's close. It looks like he may have been able to get in. And he does. Touchdown, Redondo. So with 4:47 left to go in this regular season, Redondo adds one more to the scoreboard. Of course, number 72, Gilbert Espinoza, is being helped off the field. I hope Gilbert's all right. Seahawks, meantime, complete the extra point attempt, making the scoreless contest 42-21 here in the 4th and final quarter of this regular season.
Our girls continue to be no-throw. They're playing second half to 5. Up to that tomorrow. Boys cross country. Thank you.
And the Mustangs set to receive. Oh, Nick Churkow lets that one bounce. I'm sorry, that was Will Bullock. That is a live ball, though, so that one almost went back into the hands of the Seahawks. Mustangs luckily do recover. Nick Churkow back there did get the ball. Mustangs keep it on the ground. Of course, the Mustangs do have a long storied tradition of running backs, going back from my 1990 team with James, or of course with 91 with James Franks, Mike Claremont in 1990, Jose Cervantes in 91,
Ty Banger in 1989.
Michael Okwa,
Mike Fikes,
and of course Simi Fanua was a great fullback in his day, as Morrow puts on a nice little run there, quarterback keeper. Good run by Taylor Morrow.
of course the most highly recruited Mustang of them all, Phil Fanua. I remember hearing the story of both Lou Holtz and John Robinson coming down to the wall on the same week, recruiting Phil.
And in fact, Phil Fanua was voted as the Defensive Junior of the Year by some magazines that do recruit high school football action. But considering what could have happened with Phil Fanua at the aneurysm in the weight room, he's much more happy just to be able to walk the sidelines now as a fan. Of course, I also coached Phil Fanua as an 8th grader in basketball. And many times he did credit me for the reason why he even came to Maricosta. And the Mustangs come up with the interception in the corner of the end zone. Number 49, Adrian Dotson, the sophomore, comes up with his first pick. Nice job by Dotson. Turnover. Mustangs take over 1st and 10. because, of course, when I was coaching Phil, I got him involved into a summer league at Maricosta, where he then became friends with many of the other local 8th graders, and that was the deciding factor in Phil becoming a Mustang. Glad to help you, Phil.
While we're talking about that, Chris, remember it was my coaching decision on that Pop Warner team moving AC Santani from running back to quarterback. And as we know, the rest is history.
Mustangs, meantime, Loman on the carry. Of course, the Mustangs have this contest well in hand. 42-21 is the score, and we are here in the 4th and final quarter. And it looks like the Mustangs are going to simply take the lead. Mustangs punt. And coming up with the nice tackle on the sidelines. That was, of course, Mustangs number 18, Mike Tesaro, with the big hit. Must be a chilly night tonight as the snow caps are coming out. Meantime, Redondo Seahawks have first down. Complete to the left flat. Looks like they got enough in the first. Only 1 minute and 5 seconds remain. Redondo on the quick pass there did not even let the chain game get set.
Yeah, and the Mustangs will be going to 9-1 and will be co-league champions with Peninsula. However, because the only loss was to Peninsula, Peninsula will get the first seed in the playoffs from the Bay League, and the Mustangs will get the second seed, with Lusinger getting the third, and Redondo home for the holidays. Happy Thanksgiving, Redondo.
The clock continues to run. 32, 31, 30. Redondo with shotgun. There's the snap. When Redondo throws and completes, and that ball is loose. There's a fight to see who got there first, and it's the Mustangs' ball. Number 44, Mike Matheson, the senior who's made a couple plays here in this final quarter, comes in and barely gets the ball back in time for the Mustangs. Mustangs now, of course, will just let the clock run, and that is it. That's a final. Mustangs win 42-21. They beat the Seahawks on the final game of the regular season and a special alumni night. Congratulations, Mustangs.
And congratulations to head coach Don Morrow, who notched his 12th victory over Redondo, going 12-1-1 in his 14 years here at Maricosta.
Congratulations, Mustangs. Fans, stay tuned to the telecast as we will be covering the playoff games. Excited playoff actions. Let's see what the Mustangs can do in 2005. For Jeremy Sadowski, I'm Chris Lee signing off, and we'll see you in the playoffs. Happy Thanksgiving.